Hi, welcome back to our channel. If you're preparing for your US citizenship interview, then this is the video for you. In this video, you'll learn how to practice questions on N400, Part 12, and you'll also find the 80 important words for the citizenship interview. This video is divided into 3 groups. Group 1. These questions that you should answer yes. Group 2. These questions that you should answer no. Group 3. These questions you may answer yes or no. After watching this video, you'll be able to answer the questions from N400, Part 12 with ease. We hope you find this video helpful as you prepare for the US citizenship interview. Group 1. These questions that you should answer yes. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Yes. The Constitution. What is the Constitution? It's the supreme law of the land. It's the supreme law of the land. Oath of allegiance. What is oath of allegiance? A promise to be loyal to the United States. A promise to be loyal to the United States. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Yes. Bear arms. Can you define bear arms? To own or use a gun to fight. To own or use a gun to fight. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? Yes. Non-combatant services. What are non-combatant services? Services that do not involve combat or hiding. Services that do not involve combat or hiding. Work of national importance. Please define work of national importance for me. Tasks that are important to a nation during crisis. Tasks that are important to a nation during crisis. Civilian direction. What is civilian direction? A direction from a person who is not in the military. A direction from a person who is not in the military. Group 2. These questions that you should answer no. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? No. Claim to be a U.S. citizen. What does claim to be a U.S. citizen mean? To state that you are a U.S. citizen. To state that you are a U.S. citizen. Vote, voted. What does vote mean? To elect new leaders. To elect new leaders. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? No. Legally incompetent. What does legally incompetent mean? Having mental problems under law. Having mental problems under law. Mental institution. What is a mental institution? A place for people with mental problems. A place for people with mental problems. Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? No. Non-U.S. resident. What is a non-U.S. resident? A person who does not live in the U.S. A person who does not live in the U.S. Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party? Have you ever been a member of any totalitarian party? Have you ever been associated, either directly or indirectly, with a terrorist organization? No. The Communist Party. What is the Communist Party? A political party that supports communism, like Cuba or China. A political party that supports communism, like Cuba or China. Totalitarian party. What is a totalitarian party? A political party in which all people have no power. A political party in which all people have no power. Terrorist organization. What is a terrorist organization? An organization that uses violence against people. An organization that uses violence against people. Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever persecuted, either directly or indirectly, any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? No. Overthrow of any government. What does overthrow of any government mean? To remove the government by using force. To remove the government by using force. Persecuted. What does persecute mean? To hurt someone because of religion or political beliefs. To hurt someone because of religion or political beliefs. Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government of Germany? Did you work for or associate in any way, either directly or indirectly, with any government in any area occupied, allied with, or established with the help of the Nazi government of Germany? No. Nazi. Could you explain what Nazi is? It's the party under Hitler. It's the party under Hitler. Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for any German, Nazi, or SS military unit, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, citizen unit, police unit, government agency or office, extermination camp, concentration camp, prisoner of war camp, prison, labor camp, or transit camp? No. Concentration camp. Please tell me what a concentration camp is. A place to keep people before killing them. A place to keep people before killing them. Transit camp. What is a transit camp? A place to keep people such as refugees temporarily. A place to keep people such as refugees temporarily. Were you ever involved in any way with genocide? Were you ever involved in any torture? Were you ever involved in any way with killing or trying to kill someone? No. Genocide. What is genocide? Killing a group of people because of their religion or race. Killing a group of people because of their religion or race. Torture. Do you understand what torture means? To hurt someone physically. To hurt someone physically. Kill. What does kill mean? To cause someone to die. To cause someone to die. Were you ever involved in badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose? Were you ever involved in forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations? Were you ever involved in not letting someone practice his or her religion? No. Forcing sexual contact or relations. What is forcing sexual contact or relations? Touching someone's private parts when they don't want it. Touching someone's private parts when they don't want it. Religion. What is religion? A belief in God or gods. A belief in God or gods. Have you ever been a member of, or did you ever serve in, assist in, or otherwise participate in a military unit? Have you ever been a member of a paramilitary unit? Did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in a police unit? No. Military unit. What is a military unit? A group that works for a government to fight in a war. A group that works for a government to fight in a war. Paramilitary unit. What is a paramilitary unit? A group that acts like a military group but is not official. A group that acts like a military group but is not official. Were you ever involved in a self-defense unit? Did you ever participate in a vigilante unit? Have you ever been a member of a rebel group? No. Vigilante unit. Tell me what vigilante unit is. A group that acts like the police but are not the police. A group that acts like the police but are not the police. Rebel group. What is a rebel group? A group that fights a government. A group that fights a government. Did you ever participate in a guerrilla group? Were you ever a member of a militia? Were you ever involved in any insurgent organization? No. Insurgent organization. What is an insurgent organization? A group that uses weapons and fights against a government. A group that uses weapons and fights against a government. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier in a prison or jail? Did you ever serve in a prison camp? Have you ever worked in a detention facility? No. Jail or prison? What is prison or jail? Did you ever serve in a prison camp? Did you ever serve in a prison camp? Prison camp. What is a prison camp? A place to keep enemy soldiers. A place to keep enemy soldiers. Detention facility. What is a detention facility? A place where people are forced to stay. A place where people are forced to stay. Have you ever held any positions or served in a labor camp? Did you ever serve in any place where people were forced to stay? No. Labor camp. What is a labor camp? A place where people are forced to work. A place where people are forced to work. Were you ever part of any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? No. Weapon. Do you know what weapon is? Like a knife, gun, or bomb. Like a knife, gun, or bomb. Threaten. What does threaten mean? To tell someone that you will kill or hurt them. To tell someone that you will kill or hurt them. Did you ever recruit, ask, enlist, sign up, conscript, require, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? No. Recruit. What does recruit mean? To find new people to join the armed forces. To find new people to join the armed forces. Conscript. What does conscript mean? To require someone to join the army. To require someone to join the army. Combat. Tell me, what is combat? A fight, especially during a war. A fight, especially during a war. Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? No. Committed. What does commit mean? To do something wrong or illegal. To do something wrong or illegal. Arrested. What does to be arrested mean? To be handcuffed by the police. To be handcuffed by the police. Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? No. Charged. What does to be charged mean? To accuse someone formally of a crime. To accuse someone formally of a crime. Crime. What is a crime? An action that breaks the law. An action that breaks the law. Offense. What is an offense? A minor crime. A minor crime. Convicted. What does to be convicted mean? To be found guilty of a crime. To be found guilty of a crime. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? For example, diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjunction, deferred adjunction. No. Alternative sentencing. What is alternative sentencing? A different way to punish someone instead of going to jail. A different way to punish someone instead of going to jail. Rehabilitative program. What is a rehabilitative program? A program to help someone to restore health. A program to help someone to restore health. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics? No. Habitual drunkard. What is a habitual drunkard? Someone drinks too much alcohol regularly. Someone drinks too much alcohol regularly. Prostitute. Please tell me what a prostitute is. Someone who has sex with another person for money. Someone who has sex with another person for money. Procure. Do you know what procure means? To find a prostitute for somebody. To find a prostitute for somebody. Smuggle. What does smuggle mean? To take things to a country illegally. To take things to a country illegally. Illegal drugs or narcotics. What are illegal drugs or narcotics? Like heroin or cocaine. Like heroin or cocaine. Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally? No. Immigration benefit. What is an immigration benefit? Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship. Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship. Illegally. What is illegally? In a way that is not allowed by law. In a way that is not allowed by law. Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain a public benefit in the United States? No. Illegal gambling. Tell me what illegal gambling means. To play a game for money that is not allowed under the law. To play a game for money that is not allowed under the law. Misrepresentation. How do you define what misrepresentation is? The act of giving false information about something or someone. The act of giving false information about something or someone. Public benefit. What is public benefit? Welfare, like food stamps, housing, or health care. Welfare, like food stamps, housing, or health care. Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States, or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? No. False. Do you know what false is? It means not true. It means not true. Fraudulent. What is fraudulent? To be dishonest or intending to deceive. To be dishonest or intending to deceive. Misleading. What does misleading mean? To cause a person to believe something that is not true. To cause a person to believe something that is not true. Lie. What does lie mean? To say something that is not true. To say something that is not true. Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? No. Excluded. What does to be excluded mean? To prevent from entering the United States. To prevent from entering the United States. Deported. What does to be deported mean? To force a person to leave a country. To force a person to leave a country. Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings, including administrative closed proceedings, currently pending against you? No. Rescission. Do you understand what rescission is? To take back a decision. To take back a decision. Deportation proceeding. What is deportation proceeding? The legal process of removing or deporting a person. The legal process of removing or deporting a person. Have you ever been court-martialed, administratively separated, or disciplined? Or have you received any other honorable discharge while in the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Have you ever been discharged from training or service in the U.S. Armed Forces because you were an alien? Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from the military service in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Discharged. What does discharge mean? A soldier leaves the military. A soldier leaves the military. Alien. Do you know what alien is? A person who lives in a country but is not a citizen. A person who lives in a country but is not a citizen. Avoid being drafted. What does avoid being drafted mean? It means to prevent being selected as a soldier. It means to prevent being selected as a soldier. Exemption. What is an exemption? Official permission not to do something. Official permission not to do something. Desert. What does desert mean? To leave the armed forces without permission. To leave the armed forces without permission. Group 3. These questions that you may answer yes or no. It depends on your situation. Do you now have or did you ever have a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? No. Yes. Are you willing to give up any inherited titles or orders of nobility that you have in any foreign country at your naturalization ceremony? Yes. Hereditary title. Do you know what an order of nobility is? A position given by a king or queen. A position given by a king or queen. Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? No. Yes. And if you owe taxes, the officer might ask, "Are you planning to pay your overdue taxes?" Or they might say, "Will you pay your overdue taxes?" Yes. Or the officer might ask you directly, "Do you have a payment plan with the IRS?" Yes. Or they may phrase it, "Do you have any payment arrangements with the IRS?" Yes, here are the documents. Owe taxes. Do you know what owe taxes means? To owe the government money. To owe the government money. Overdue taxes. What are overdue taxes? Taxes that you didn't file and pay on time. Taxes that you didn't file and pay on time. Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? No. Yes. If you answered yes, did you consider yourself to be a non-U.S. resident? No. File a tax return. What does file a tax return mean? To send tax paperwork to the government. To send tax paperwork to the government. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? No. If you answered yes, provide the information below. If you need extra space, attach the names of the other groups on additional sheets of paper and provide any evidence to support your answers. A member of. What is a member of? A person who belongs to a group. A person who belongs to a group. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces, for any reason? No. If you have received any tariff tickets behind the wheel, you might answer yes to this question, so the traffic ticket is a citation. To be cited. What does to be cited mean? Given a ticket by police. Given a ticket by police. To be detained. What does to be detained mean? Held in custody by police. Held in custody by police. Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? No. Yes. If you answered yes, have you completed the probation or parole? Yes or no. Suspended sentence. What is a suspended sentence? Delaying a sentence. Delaying a sentence. Probation. Explain to me what probation is. You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time. You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time. Parole. What does parole mean? Allowed to leave the prison early due to good behavior. Allowed to leave the prison early due to good behavior. Have you ever been in jail or prison? No. Yes. How long were you in jail or prison? Sample answer, about 3 months. Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays? No. Yes. Did you register for the Selective Service? Yes or no, it depends on your situation. Selective Service. What is Selective Service? Services in the armed forces under law. Services in the armed forces under law. Alright, what did you think of this video? Leave us a comment, and if you want to watch more videos, please check out the link below the comment. Take care, study hard, good luck, and goodbye.